Hey guys, Steve here, SAMTV. Thanks so much for checking in today. Hey, today I've got a list for you guys, a really short list, short video on what you need to get started as a mountain biker. So it seems like a lot of fun. What do? You just jump on a bike and you go. But I've seen too many guys that kind of get out there for the first time and they don't really have the proper gear, or they don't really know what they're doing, and they get hurt, and then they miss out on years and years of fun riding that they would have otherwise enjoyed. So here is kind of like just a quick list for you guys in no particular order, but these are kind of the essentials to get you out there and going. And we're going to talk about bikes in another video. Today I'm going to just really focus on just the gear, because we could talk for days about what bike you should buy and why you should buy it and where you live and all those kind of things. So we're going to skip that for right now. We're going to fast forward to what's the essential gear you need to ride. So number one is a helmet. You need a helmet. This is a POC helmet. They're great. I love these helmets simply because they're super highly rated when it comes to safety, and they're comfortable. They're reasonably priced. They're not the cheapest you can find, but they've got really good insert. They're almost every single one of their helmets comes with a MIPS rating, which is a good way to decide when you're looking at helmets if a helmet is a decent helmet. If it doesn't have a MIPS rating on it, MIPS, then look for something else. Just keep looking and you'll find it. By the way, I'll leave a description of all the items I mentioned here below in this video. Some of them are just my personal favorites, and other ones are just additional, suggestions that you guys might like. So number one, get a helmet, a really good helmet. This is a good start. Number two would be shoes. We're going to cut away to my shoes here, give you guys a little bit of an idea of what you would be looking for. But my all-time favorites are the 510s. They're actually made by Adidas. I think Adidas bought them out at some point. I think they were their own company, I'm pretty sure, before, but now they're owned by Adidas, and they make a whole line of shoes. My suggestion would be get a pair of shoes that they're called flats. That would mean that they're just rubbery, gummy bottom shoes. They have really good support on them, so you don't feel the little spikes that come up on the pedals, because most modern mountain bike pedals have little tiny screws that come up through, and they're made to grip the bottom of your shoes. So you don't want to just throw on a pair of like your Stan Smith's old tennis shoes. You want to get a decent pair of shoes. Also, just a note, a lot of guys are skaters, want to kind of use their skates. They're like, well, they look really similar, but trust me when I tell you that there is a big difference between skating shoes and shoes that are made for mountain biking. So just throwing it out there. My personal favorites are 510s, like I mentioned, but there's a myriad of other ones, and I'll also leave additional suggestions below, but we don't want to go into all that right now. So let's kind of just move on to the next thing. Number three would be knee pads. Now, this sport, you might fall off the bike. Let's just be honest.
I knew that was happening.
You're new at this, and there's a good chance you might fall. And one of those really vulnerable areas are knee pads. It's just going to help your riding. It's very likely that just trying out new features and things, you might slip, you might fall, and you want to keep your knees and your legs protected. If you're really unsure about your riding abilities and really not, you want to be overprotective, you can also get you can get elbow pads as well as knee pads. That's totally up to you. My favorites are these Pearl Izumis. I'll cut away. You got to see these what these look like right here. But they're really good. They're a combination of a good coverage, but also lightweight and cool. So kind of really, if you're riding in the middle of the winter, you're not going to care about the cool part. But for me, I'm in the Southeast, so we really don't have much of a winter. And so I'm really looking for a good lightweight, but really good coverage. And these kind of fit the bill for me. There's lots of others out there. Smith make really good ones. I think Fox makes really good ones too. My personal favorites are these right now. There's some ratings on those. Also, I'll go through all that stuff in the description below. You need to hear all that right now, but basically you want to get a good pair of knee pads. Next, gloves. I've got a couple of pairs here. These are like one of my new favorites. They're put out by a company called Tasco. If you look them up, they're Tasco_MTB. I love them. They've recently come out some really cool looking gloves too, but essentially you want gloves, your grips on your bike right here. They're great. And these particular ones are Ergon grips. And I like them. They're a little extra gummy, but we get, half the year we can get some decent rains, and I like to get out earlier in the morning and ride. And it might be, there's a lot of dew in the air and things are very wet in nature in the mornings here. The gloves, the combination of the gloves and the grips really make sure you're sticking to that handle. Think about it. Your feet and your hands and maybe your butt sometimes are the only things that are making contact with your bike. So you want to make sure you're locked into that. So get a good pair of gloves, and we'll talk about grips, but that's kind of bike related. So we're going to get onto that at another point in time. Next, this is a huge rabbit hole issue, by the way. So be cautious when you go down this next road here, but jerseys and shorts. You can't see my shorts. I'll kind of just tip this down here for a second. So I've got some Leatt 4.0 shorts on here, and I'm not wearing a shirt I normally would ride with. This is just my Cool Reeb shirt because they make awesome bikes also for another day. But get a really good, maybe one or two shirts. It's all you really need. One or two pair of shorts. It's really about all you need to get started. If you're going out for your very first ride, don't sweat it too much. But one of the things you're not going to see, and I'm not going to show you right now, but I'll cut away to this here, is underneath these shorts is a chamois. And when you first try them on, I'll admit they feel a little weird, but they're basically just kind of a padded, pair of undershorts that you see riders that ride on the road. They wear them. You don't see them on mountain bikers because we don't wear our underwear on the outside, like road riders do. But we wear them on the inside. But anyway, so they're great because they kind of help keep you comfortable when you're riding. But also the jersey and the shorts do a couple things. Number one, they keep you dry. They're well ventilated, and they also protect you. Like these shorts are pretty heavy duty. Tasco also comes out with some really great stuff. They have kind of a vented system that they use that to me is pretty much the best. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what their magic sauce is, but I really like them. I really enjoy them. And I'll leave a list of a couple of my top 3 because I don't want to go crazy because there's hundreds of them. But for me, by the way, it's kind of like quality is number 1. Then I look at price, number 2, and then overall like availability. Like they have it's little things like do they have the colors, things like that. That's a side note. But anyway, so finally, I have a bit of a bonus for you guys, and this is a semi-essential. I would say for me, it's definitely an essential. If you're going out in the mountains or anywhere where you're going to be, I don't know, a couple of miles away from where you start, you need something that resembles this item right here. Now, this is a Waist Pack Hydra Pack. It has a little tube straw here that connects to a pack, a water bladder inside this bag, and it has a little magnet and it clips right on there when I'm riding. This zips around my waist. I also have an extra pouch on the side for extra water on the side, and inside here it has a whole bunch of storage space and extra pockets for gels and snacks and things like that you might need. So this is a bonus. This particular one, Evoc, this is my favorite. I got it. It's only $50. And it is super comfortable, really well ventilated. It's lightweight. It has little extra pockets to hold all my gear and stuff like that. For me, it's the perfect combo. You might want also a backpack version of that. But for me, I love the waist pack. So there you go. That's what you need to get started. So remember, helmet, shoes, knee pads, gloves, and your jersey and shorts. And that's it. Just get on there and ride. Well, there you go. That's it. That's all you need. Honestly, that's all you need. Don't go crazy buying a bunch of million other things and spending all this money on stuff you just don't need. Remember, mountain biking is about getting out and riding. It's not about spending all your money on gear that you really don't need. So there you go. Hope that helped you guys out today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, click that like button, subscribe if you haven't before. Got lots of more content coming out for you guys. And next, we're going to talk about that question you were wondering about. How do I find the bike? What's the right bike for me? What should I buy? How much is this going to cost me? Will I be married still after this whole process is over? And you know, where are the best trails? We'll talk about those things soon. Thanks so much, guys. See you soon.